welcome into another edition of RedHawk Rewind, the official podcast of Miami Athletics. I'm Tim Carey.
And I'm Dave Meyer. Tim, I got a question for you.
I may have an answer for you.
How do you feel about yard work?
I love it if someone else is doing it. One of the first texts I got from you this weekend was about your yard work, and I was really glad that I was not involved. I didn't know what you were talking about, and whatever you're feeling right now, I'm not. Now, please go ahead and tell me your story.
Well, my wife, God bless her, she had this idea. Like, our yard's not great. It has issues. And she's like, we should aerate the yard. And I'm like, whatever. But then you realize when the aerate machine shows up and it weighs like 10,000 pounds and you got to push it and walk up a hill.
Does it really weigh 10,000 pounds?
It was awful. I don't know. I mean,
I don't really have confidence that you could push anything weighing 10,000 pounds very far.
I can barely push anything that weighs 10 pounds. It's rough. Anyway, woke up this morning. It felt like someone beat me with like a shovel like 50 times. So I'm pretty over the
10,000 pound shovel or just a normal shovel?
It doesn't matter, I guess.
Okay.
But it was not good.
How does the yard look?
There's a bunch of holes in it now. I guess. I don't know. And then there's a big dead spot in the yard we're trying to fix. She's all into this right now.
You said dead, and then I was picturing lots of other things that you could have said in the yard, like a dead groundhog, I
did find a dead rabbit in the yard too.
Did you?
So, just a little bit.
Did you air it? Never mind. On a different topic, we have a special guest coming in next, Katy from Miami softball. The RedHawks swept Toledo on the road this weekend, and in the thick of the MAC hunt, we will be right back to talk to her. And welcome back into RedHawk Rewind here with our special guest, senior outfielder for Miami softball from Minneapolis, Katy Olive. Nice to have you here.
Hi, thank you guys.
Katy, thanks again for joining us. First, what we usually try to do is start off with just kind of recapping the past week. And I mean, the OU series is kind of a strange one, right? Because it felt like you almost probably should have swept them and then said you only get one. But what kind of changed between the OU series and the Toledo series to come away with the sweep over the weekend?
Yeah, the OU series, they're definitely our rival, so it kind of hurt coming out of that. Yeah, we should have done more damage than we did. So we knew that we had to turn the tables here. We couldn't have any more free games, give up any more wins, because returning from last year, the returners tell us a lot about the season that they had last year, and that we kind of have to keep our name going. And so that was kind of like this is the threshold. No more funny business going on. We have to get down to business and get things done. So I think, the OU one kind of hurt, and then coming into Toledo, we knew we had to dominate.
34-2 over 3 games in Toledo. Yeah. Like, what was going on with the bats to just kind of one hit after the other?
Yeah, it was contagious. It was really fun. We did a lot of scouting beforehand, watching film, and so we were pretty confident on what we were going to get thrown with the pitches. They had a lefty that threw a lot of curve, and so that's what we kind of honed in on, and we were pitched that a lot this weekend. So I think our prep going into the weekend helped us a lot.
Did you guys sit around and talk about, that maybe you let a couple slip and get away, but just it's easy to change that mentally to be able to get back on the train there to pick up those wins? Just what you guys talk about between the series?
We focus a lot on the name of Miami on the front of the jersey instead of the number on the back, and continuing the name of Miami. It's not. We talk about, like, this isn't Miami softball. This isn't when we slip a couple games, this isn't what the program is known for. And so, turning that around is really important. And we have, like, our returners remind us of, like, this isn't what it's supposed to be like. Like, we have to kind of figure out how to fix it. And, we figured it out for Toledo.
You clearly did,
Yeah.
What is that like not just this week maybe, but you're really putting together a new team every year, and there's this, like, dynasty, whatever the expectation is of what success has been, but you have people who graduate, you have people come in and out. This is your first year here, so how have you seen that evolve this season as far as the blending together of old and new and really kind of embracing that identity?
Yeah, we have a couple other transfers that are seniors also that have helped, just kind of like bringing in a bunch of different experiences and different kind of teams that we've been on. Bailey, one of the other outfielders, and Presley, a pitcher, we're new into the program this year, and I think we look back, reflect on like what we have experienced, what issues that we've kind of similarly run into, and kind of collaborate on how we can overcome something that has come up, like the OU game would have gone wrong, and how to respond to it. So I think bringing in a lot of different experiences is pretty beneficial.
Tim hit on this over the weekend just with the dominance over Toledo, but you on Sunday, a 4-hit game.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had 4 hits in a game?
I don't think I can remember the last time that happened.
So as it goes on, is the ball just looking like a beach ball coming up to the plate there when with a game like that?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. There was one game, Memphis preseason, that I went 3 for 3, so I was pretty due for that to happen again. But yeah, it was fun, and it was contagious getting hits. Our catcher McKenna had a pretty good weekend too.
Yeah.
And so it was fun to watch her be able to lead us in that way and show us that it's just a ball. We need to hit the ball, and that's how we win games.
What's it like in the dugout when it just feels like whoever's going up to the plate, somebody's going to get a hit and you're just going to keep going? There's got to be a lot of fun talking in the dugout.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun. We like kind of just, it's not messing around, but we keep it kind of more relaxed. We realize that we thrive more in a positive environment rather than something that's pressured. Like, we have to win this game, but we like to joke around with each other and have fun.
I counted up today, and it looks like you're in the top 10 in the max stats in slugging percentage, OPS, runs scored, hits, RBI, and you're leading the league in home runs. So let's talk about the home runs for a second. Like, have you always been a home run hitter? And as I'm looking at your 14 home runs this year, it seems like you've had at least 4 games that I could count where you've hit more than one in a game. So kind of like they come in bunches a little bit. I don't know. Just kind of give us the scouting report on you as a hitter and what your success has been.
I would consider myself always a home run hitter. In JUCO, that's where I had my freshman and sophomore years. I did pretty good with home runs too. It's not something that I try to do. I'm just like barrel the ball and then it happens. And I credit a lot of that this year to our hitting coaches. They really are good at finding little maybe holes in your swings or weaknesses and knowing what drills to be able to fix that. And not only physically, but also on the mental side of things. They really have helped me accomplish being able to just know that I'm good enough to be able to do that and put the work in that we've been doing, because we do a lot of hitting. And we also go in on our own. A couple of my teammates and I like to go in and just work on things that we maybe have struggled throughout the week. And put it all together. And it's not something that I try to do 2 home runs in a game. I'm kind of surprised that happens, because before this year, I don't think I've ever done that before. So, yeah, it just kind of came as a product of the work.
So, talk to us a little bit. You said the coaches had maybe saw something in your swing or a hole, or like, what was that process? What did they see, and then how did you fix it?
Yeah, in the fall, kind of had some bad habits of not being able to get on top of the ball, and with rise ball pitchers, that's pretty hard to have success if you're under the ball all the time. And so they would, it's kind of funny, they actually find things on social media, which obviously is a big part of coaching now, and would show me the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then something would click, and then the next day be like, oh yeah, I can put it all together. And it comes together once we hit off the machine and front toss and all that, and then being able to put it into games. It's pretty cool to see it play out.
What's it like if you're maybe struggling with the bat, and then they take one little thing and it fixes it, and you go out and you hit a ball and you're like,
yeah,
whoa, it was that easy.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool feeling. And to be able to kind of share it with them, because they are really good at knowing each player and what they are working on and what their successes are and what their weaknesses are. And so being able to go up to them and be like, yes, I finally did that. And it's fun to have little accomplishments, the little wins. We also pride ourselves off of the little wins.
We're going to get into some off-the-field stuff, but first, one more like softball-type question. I know that, especially in your JUCO career, like you had tons of stolen bases. I think when you led the country back-to-back years. What goes into stealing a base? And is it true that in high school you used to be able to steal second on a walk? Did that ever happen? Because I thought I saw that somewhere.
Yes, that did happen.
How does that work? Because I can't even imagine that.
It's so in softball you can obviously have a walk. It's like a base hit. You go past the base, but if the middle infielders aren't paying attention and the pitcher isn't either, you don't have to commit to first base. So you can go to second, so it's like considered a stolen base. But it's fun to be able to notice the little things that the other team may be lacking and take advantage of it, and then cause some chaos. And yeah, speed kills. That's what my dad always tells me. Speed kills.
So would you rather hit a home run or stealing second off a pitch, off a walk?
That's a hard question. They're both
that's
great.
what we're known
They're
for
both
here,
great.
the hard-hitting questions
Yeah.
of RedHawk Rewind.
No, I would say I really love to do is steal second and then fake bunt steal third. We did that a lot in JUCO. I think that's where a lot of my numbers came from. That's pretty fun, but I mean, you can't beat a home run. you just can't. Yeah.
How did you get your start playing softball in the sport, and when did you realize you could be good?
Baseball was a really big part of my family. My grandpa, my dad's dad, played professionally, and so it kind of just passed down through him. My brother, he just graduated, so he played D1 baseball also. We've always just messed around, like wiffle ball in the backyard or going to Twins games in the summer. Yeah, it's just been a big part of our family, and so kind of seeing my brother succeed and following his steps, playing high school, playing club, I'm like, yeah, I could do this. I kind of like it. And so I definitely had the right coaches in the right time when I was younger to be able to encourage me to go to the next step.
Did I see that you played baseball, like on the 8-year-old youth team?
Yes, I did. I started with baseball. I was the only girl. After the season, my mom was like, maybe we should try softball now so you can find some friends. But yeah, that was fun to start with.
So was that coach pitch? Is that T-ball? Like, I don't even know at 8 years old. I can't even remember.
That was coach pitch.
Okay.
So that was pretty young. Yeah, I started with T-ball from the very beginning. Started then playing baseball. Then I went to slow pitch softball, and then I told my mom that I'd rather have something a little more quick. So then I went to fast pitch, and then yeah, continued.
So obviously you found a good sport to pursue, but I know that's not your only sport. I saw that you did gymnastics too. Tell us what's happening in this. This is this is very unique as far as media day photos go.
Yeah, I did gymnastics for a big part of my life. I think I actually started gymnastics before I started fast pitch. But yeah, I did gymnastics all the way through senior year of high school. My high school had a team in our own gym, so that was pretty cool to be able to continue that. I didn't do it very competitively. I just enjoyed it. It was fun to just fly through the air, do a flip. And it was also pretty beneficial with strength. I would probably credit a lot of my strength to gymnastics. The conditioning and just being able to throw your body and land and not break your neck is, it's pretty fun.
Something I will never do or try. Are there any kind of, like, when you're doing weight room or whatever, any strength tests? I mean, somebody told me that they thought you might be the strongest player on the team, and it sounded like somebody who would know. I mean, like,
look at the picture. She's doing a handstand on one hand.
Yeah, the one hand definitely isn't, like, barely hitting the ground.
Yeah, I was about to point at the camera there, but we didn't quite get it. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just like, are there any tests like that? Or, like, I mean, where would you, if you were power ranking people and strength on the team, where do you fit in? I don't know.
I would say going back to JUCO, I was probably the strongest. My previous school, I would probably say so. But there's a couple girls that put me up for my money here. I was like, I'm not coming in here just thinking I'm winning this thing. Like they run me for my money too. But the one thing that gymnastics probably helped me, that gave me an advantage for lifting, is upper body. It's a lot of upper body strength, and I pride in having like broad shoulders. It's kind of thing that runs in my family, and so it's pretty beneficial. But gymnastics helps me a lot with not only strength but also endurance and stamina.
You mentioned your previous school a couple times. You started junior college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then transferred to Northern. I mean, you had a ton of success in junior college. I mean, you won all these awards and everything. And then you transfer and you didn't really get to play a lot, right?
Yeah, no, it was a little tough. Kind of, it's like a reality check. Not everything's gonna happen as you expect it to be, and maybe some things just don't work out, and you kind of just have to adjust, evaluate. And I realized it wasn't necessarily the best spot for me, which is then I went to the portal and found Miami, and I'm so glad that I did that. It takes a lot of courage, I would even say, to bet on yourself. I think I had to go to my brother a lot, who was experienced college baseball player, to say that you know your place and it's okay if you can take a chance to find a new place that is better fitting for you. And if it doesn't happen, that it's okay. You still didn't kind of bury yourself in something that you knew you weren't happy in. And so, yeah, you only have 4 years of college sports, so why would you spend one of them or more than one of them in an unhappy place?
So your most recent Instagram post that I found was, I love Miami. It said love.
Yeah.
Like, what about this place has been a good fit for you? Like, why did that work out?
It's the people. You and I think that's kind of what didn't match the best. And the saying, people make the place, I think that's very applicable to Miami. The people here, we're very welcoming. That's something I noticed right away. I was a little nervous trying to find a new spot since the last one didn't necessarily work out. And so, yeah, the people help. It's obviously a very pretty campus. The education is great, too. And so I think it all just is very encompassing. Yeah, and it was just kind of a fresh start for me, and it worked out, and I just love Miami. And I don't think I can put enough love to emphasize how much I enjoy it here.
We're going to work that into the podcast each week going forward. You have to say love. Like, I can't even say it 3 times that fast.
One more, yeah.
But when you had all the success, then you transfer, you're not playing a lot, and then you get here. Was there maybe a moment at Miami where you're like, oh my, I am so glad I made the choice to come here?
Yeah. I think I realized that the coaching staff here, they create a great environment to continue to learn and better yourself. As a senior who has played softball for 15 years at least.
And baseball for a couple.
Yeah, in baseball. You'd think that I would kind of know what I'm doing in softball, but I came here and I realized, like, oh my gosh, there's still so much to learn. And so that was pretty cool to see. And with that, they also create a great environment to be able to fail, but also not to define you as that, and to give you another chance to be able to bounce back, improve yourself, and show that you are able to learn from your mistakes and correct them, and continuously prove that you are good enough, and that it's okay to make a mistake, but it's how you respond to it. And so I thought that was really cool. It stuck out to me.
Another photo.
Oh boy, well, now what does he have?
Denali, my puppy.
Tell us about Denali.
Denali, oh, she's like my world. She is just the best thing ever. We got her when I was in middle school, so now she's 8 years old. But yeah, she travels everywhere. My parents, we're a big road trip family, and so instead of flying, we drive so that Denali can come with. And even at Toledo, she was.
I heard about this. Yes.
On the field at the beginning of the game. I came back from batting practice, and one of the pitchers, my roommate, told me that Denali was on the field. I was like, oh.
Just like running laps out on the field, or what?
No, just making friends.
So how many games does Denali get to go to in a year?
I would say 75%.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's got her little bandana that has the Miami M on it. And, she gets so much love from everybody.
So, biggest question. My kids, now I only have one stand at home now, but all they ever ask is, Dad, can we get a dog? So should I let them get a dog?
Yes.
Why?
I think there's only one answer. They're always there for you. Like last year, I was having some rough days, and she was always there to make me happy whenever they brought her to us. So, yeah, I think there's only one answer.
Right.
Yes.
So you heard it here. She said no.
Yep.
No dog. No dog.
My kids know they can get a dog. It's like the day after they move out.
Yeah.
And they're welcome to have as many as they want. So like I think at least one of them is counting down the days. Are you a better violinist or cook?
Oh my goodness, we're going all the way back. Cook. Yeah.
What do you like to cook? Or what are you best at cooking? Maybe that matters more. I don't know.
I think, I don't know if I'm necessarily good at it, but I enjoy it. And I love just getting fresh foods. My teammates, I don't know if you saw this, but we did on Media Day in February or whenever it was, the most likely to, and like I'm passing the phone to this person. And apparently I'm the one who eats the same food every day. I don't know where that came from, but I do like to make the same food. So keeping it fresh and whole foods yeah, I would consider not only cooking a hobby, but eating a hobby. Yeah.
So, Tim and I come over for dinner.
Mhm.
What are you making us?
Oh, I'm kind of on a pork chop bend with some mushrooms, sauteed
Yeah?
onions, some rice. Yeah.
Okay, I'm hungry.
That sounds
We
good.
haven't had lunch yet. That sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Academically, what are you majoring in? What do you hope to do with it?
I'm studying biology on the pre-dental track with a Spanish minor, and I'm hoping to go to dental school and then become an orthodontist.
Why?
In high school, I had braces, and it was pretty impressive strategy that my orthodontist came up with because I had messed up mouth. My parents were like, I don't even know if they can do anything with this. But they figured it out. And so that kind of inspired me. And then when I go home, I like to go shadow my orthodontist. And so then he just shows me all his different techniques and approaches to things, and being able to look at a mouth and seeing the issues, but then also knowing it right away, like how to solve the problem. I think is pretty cool. And to be able to also instill a sense of confidence in other people once you have a better smile, it's a really cool transition.
I had a lot of years of orthodontist growing up. The most memorable story was my very first visit. I came home with a shirt, and it was like this Navy shirt. I can still remember, and it said Braces University. And I showed my dad. I'm like, Dad, I got a free T-shirt today. And he looked at me and said, that was the most expensive T-shirt I've ever bought you.
Oh, no.
A couple $1,000s worth.
Yeah, no, exactly.
How many years of school does it take to be an orthodontist?
It's 4 years at dental school and then 3 of residency. So it'll be a while until it actually becomes a thing. But, trusting the process. And once you get there, I think it'll be really worth it.
So every week on the podcast, we like to play a game to close
Okay.
up. So we have Dave against our special guest. And today I have for you, if you're willing to try, rocket trivia. So you swept the rockets this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And
Yes.
we had the rocket that just went to the moon that people have been talking about, Artemis 2. And so a
Mhm.
little kind of, we're going to do some rocket. And we're just going to do over under. So I'm going to give you what you think it is. And then one of you can guess the number. Probably not going to get it exactly. And the other person just has to decide which side to be
Okay.
on. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to set the number first, or should I make Katie?
Katie can go first.
Okay. So the rocket that went to the moon, the entire launch stack of Artemis 2, how many pounds did it weigh
Oh,
at
wow.
liftoff?
Pounds. Million.
1 million pounds,
Yeah.
more or less than 1 million pounds.
It got to be way more, right?
5.75 million.
Oh,
Point for Dave.
jeez.
He's really competitive in these, by
Okay,
the way, just so you
okay.
know. According to the Miami softball record book, how many times has Miami defeated the Toledo Rockets in softball all time? 3 this weekend, for
Yeah.
whatever that's worth.
73.
More or less than 73?
All time?
All time.
More.
Is 65. That was a pretty good line you said there. 17-1 now in the last 18 have won 10 straight. So Dave's off to an early lead.
This is great. We can just stop now.
I don't know.
We never stop until you're behind. We establish this every week. What is the Guinness World Record for most fireworks rockets launched in 30 seconds? Most rockets launched at one time in 30 seconds. How many? It happened in the Philippines, by the way, because I know that will help you with the number.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're
for that
welcome.
clue. Thank you. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
2,000.
2,000 rockets in 30 seconds, more or less.
I'm going higher.
125,301. 16,
With one little
Oh
light.
my
16
goodness.
stacks of 8,000 rockets each. And so they must have had a few that fizzled out, but not too bad. Okay, while we're on the world record topic,
Uh-huh.
Rocket League. Do you know what this is? A video game?
Yes.
I
do.
did not
Yeah.
know, but
I've never
apparent-
played, but I know
Apparently, it's like soccer played with cars.
Yeah.
That's the best I could find. Will's nodding.
not
Okay.
live action, like on a video game.
Yeah, on a video
So,
game.
okay.
So, world record for the longest video game marathon playing Rocket League, that game specifically. How much time?
73 hours.
More or less than 73 hours straight of Rocket League.
That seems like a lot.
More.
He's giving you hints, too. 25 hours, 7
That's
minutes,
it.
54 seconds.
We could do that. We could stay up for a day.
Okay. Last week, this is where I started making the questions worth like 4 points to help with comeback.
Okay. I need to come back.
So what, we got 3-1 now?
4 zip.
Did I get that one too? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
This is over.
Rocket's red glare, famous phrase from the national anthem. Many people do not know this, but the Star Spangled Banner actually has 4 verses. 4 verses total. We usually only ever sing one. How many words are in the song if you count up all the words in all 4 verses? The national anthem. See, I knew he would try and count if it was just one. So
All 4 verses. 30.
30 words, more or less.
Higher.
314. You were having a really good day.
So
Did you get to how many were in the first verse?
no, I started in my head and then I think
You
I
didn't have
skipped
enough
a
fingers to
word.
count.
Yeah, I ran out.
Well, you said so.
Just, I mean, what is it? 5-0.
It is.
How many times has she hit at least 2 home runs in a game? At least 4. I think this is over, right?
I know. Never count somebody out. The Guinness World Record in time for fastest marathon completed by a man wearing a rocket costume.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Fastest in a rocket costume. Does it have a jetpack?
Does not have a jetpack.
Oh, so it's going to take a little longer. Let's go 4 hours and 9 minutes.
More or less than 4 hours and 9 minutes.
I've been saying more all the time, so maybe I need to go less.
It was 4 hours and 12 minutes.
Wow.
You were really close.
Well, it was me. I did it. I just forgot.
The Guinness World Record, Katie, for most rockets launched by lightning. So basically, they didn't mean for the rockets to go off.
Okay,
And they just
okay.
actually, yeah.
That's
There's a world record. This is like got to be one of the more random world records of all
Yeah.
all the random records.
Yeah, well, you're not even trying to do it. Unless maybe you got a kite and a key. I don't know.
at once.
At once.
At once. 10,000.
More or less.
More.
3. The world record for most rockets launched by lightning is 3 and happened in June 87 at NASA in Virginia. 2 followed the trajectories they were supposed to, and the other one crashed into the ocean like 300 feet away. Ironically, it was designed, that rocket, to study thunderstorms. So,
Oh.
what year did Elton John release his hit song, Rocket Man?
76.
Earlier or later than
I've
1970?
been embarrassed myself to my parents about this one. I have no clue.
You got a 50-50 chance. It was not in 1976. How about that?
Oh. It's got to be close.
After that.
It was 1972.
It's just hard when I'm getting such good guesses. It's not
I mean,
fair
you're
to
really,
Katie.
yeah.
It's not
Like
fair,
I
yeah.
try and
My
make them. I
goodness.
try and make them random, so he doesn't have a chance to really
Yeah.
know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the softball record book, he kind of had a
Yeah,
chance.
that one's fair.
But we've done this like 20 some episodes now, and so he's kind of just being able to set pretty good. Okay, last one. I don't think Katie can win, but I promised Will that we would get something from Alabama. One of the most well-known minor league baseball team names is the Rocket City Trash Pandas. The name was picked by a fan vote. How many fans participated in choosing the name Rocket City Trash Pandas?
Let's go 10,000.
More or less than 10,000 fans in the contest.
More.
28,000 plus. Other contenders, Comet Jockeys, Moon Possums, Space Chimps, and Thunder Sharks. And the Trash Pandas is the one that stuck. Last question has nothing to do with the silliness.
good,
A little more
Not
serious.
good at that.
No, you're going to be a lot better at this.
all.
I'm going to give you a second to think about it.
Okay.
Best piece of advice you've ever gotten. If you think of something that stuck with you that maybe has shaped how you are as a softball player or person or life or whatever, best advice you've ever received.
I'm going to credit this to my JUCO coach. When I was deciding if I wanted to go there or not, between obviously JUCO and a 4-year institution, he said, you don't have to follow everybody else's path. Like, you can make your own path and be just as successful. You don't have to go to a big name brand school just because it looks cool on your commitment post or whatever. Because really, in the end, once you hit college, nobody remembers where your high school friends go unless, like, obviously it's your close friends. So I think that really stuck with me. It was hard. I went to a pretty big high school that focused a lot on big name brand schools, like, oh, what's your ACT score and all that. But I think, yeah, I'm very glad that I kind of ignored that, focused more on what I wanted to do, what fit my goals specifically, and my specific situation, and I'm obviously really glad that it happened because my JUCO years were pretty fun. They're probably the best 2 years of my life so far, and then obviously Miami will be the third best year.
Love, love, love.
There you go.
Katie, thanks for joining us. Tim,
Yeah.
when can everybody see Katie play?
Busy week for Miami softball Tuesday at NKU, and then a game added on Wednesday. Purdue coming to town in a weekend series Friday, Saturday against Ball State, chasing more MAC wins. So
Yes.
thanks for being here, and we will be back next week with another new episode of RedHawk Rewind.
Yeah.